got some analysis, some predictions, and some conversations, as well as two pre-show matches as we kick off the biggest show in the MMWF, Edge of Midnight. Good evening, everyone. I am Trav Karan, the most important guy on the show, and I am here broadcasting live from the Barclays Center in New York City. This is a monumentous occasion, and you probably already knew that. You probably already saw that coming. Just a huge card. One of the biggest cards we've ever put together in the MMWF. All the titles on the line. This is where things get big. This is where things get real. And of course, we've been here all weekend here in New York. We had fan access yesterday, and of course we got some matches on the MMWF network specifically for that. Tonight, though, is the big night. With every title on the line, there's so much going on. So much to talk about. 4 no escape steel cage matches. This is where the big boys play. This is where the top talent in the world competes in professional wrestling, and the top talent is here in New York City, getting ready for the big one, Edge of Midnight. Joining me at the booth is Roxanne Johnson. Roxanne, thank you for coming in. How are you doing tonight?
Absolutely, I'm doing great tonight here. How about yourself?
I am doing wonderful. I'm very excited. Of course, I have a match on the card, as we all know, but tonight is looking to be huge, just truly huge for everyone involved, not just myself, not just the other members of DEST that are on the card, but everyone here in New York. You know, we're seeing some fallout from some storylines that we've seen since the MMWF's return to Counterbalance. The big thing, of course, being the World Championship match. Taco Loco won the title that Preshow was forced to vacate at the start of the season. And now those two are going to face off in a cage match for the World Championship. There's a lot of emotion on display here, and a lot of emotion in history between those two competitors. You know, what do you think is going through Taco Loco's head as he prepares to face off and defend that World Championship?
I think it's all come down to this. They both pay their dues in the circuit here. They're on the biggest stage in the world here at the MMWF tonight. And I think everything they've been training for, they've been fighting for all these years is going to come to a head tonight.
I don't think that Preshow had ever thought he would find himself on this end of the World Championship against his former best friend. You know, they've had so much history together. Taco and Preshow have both shared the history that they've had, what they've done, getting ready to join the industry together. And of course, Preshow has more experience than Taco. Preshow also an establishment in the MMWF already at this point in his career, a 3-time world champion, one of the most decorated people in the MMWF, and here he is. He's got to go fight for his world championship to get it back from Taco Loco. This has got to be really confusing for him. Of course, that's not the only storyline that's huge going into this event tonight. We've got a Cruiserweight Championship that I'm fighting for. I've got to go back and get my championship back from Will Whiteside. We've got the Valkyrie Division Championship. We've got the Valkyrie Division Championship on the line as well. Jill has now held that belt for a full calendar year, and it's 2 surprising names, or at least one surprising name that's going to be challenging her for it. Slamming Sarah Wilson, getting the win in that elimination match. She's going to be in the match, but Yukiko Kitagawa going from backstage interviewer to the name, one of the top women in the Fed right now.
She's definitely gone through a career renaissance since they started the 2K18 season. She's definitely the biggest underdog in the fight here, but we could definitely see her Valkyrie champion here on the biggest stage of the MMWF.
That would be, and if Yukiko gets that Valkyrie Division Championship, it would be her first title reign of any sort in the MMWF. That would be unbelievable. You know, we're looking at the rest of this card, there's a lot of possibility for a lot of people to make their name for the first time in the MMWF, and of course most people would point to the 8-man TLC ladder match for the TV title. We've doubled up from what it was at Counterbalance. 8 men, actually 6 men and 2 women will be entering that ring in an 8-man TLC match, and Eddie Blackwell, who is looking to make, he's made a good first impression, but he got stuffed when competing with Cameron one-on-one for the TV title earlier. Does he have what it takes to sort of climb the ladder here and make a good first impression? Like we saw in the predictions and analysis thread that Gio, Tony, and Jason put together earlier today. We saw that people were talking about, is this where Eddie finally snaps? We see the FSCW Eddie that people have come to know and fear. This could be his chance for that.
Absolutely. And you have to remember, he's not going for a pinfall, he's not going for a submission. He's got to be the craftiest bastard there to get up that ladder and get that title. And that's definitely the Eddie Blackwell I know.
And that's a tough ask with some of the other people in this match, especially we've got somebody that is returning in this match, and we still don't know who it is. There's been some rumors flying around that we could see one of Eddie's former opponents in the FSCW. Don Haddix might be making his return tonight, but of course that's not confirmed. And there's some other names that we saw in the Royal Rumble that have not yet been seen on MMWF television. We've got some former TV title winners like Peter O.E., who we haven't even seen in the Royal Rumble. We could see one of them return tonight. There's a lot of questions surrounding that match, and I don't think that we're really going to get many answers until the night is done. Continuing talking to the microphone. All right. Sorry, we're also working on some audio kinks here, and I apologize for the inconvenience on that. Of course, we're in a location we haven't been in for a while, the Barclays Center in New York City, home of the biggest New Year's Eve events of the year. They're going to be here over in Times Square, but we are here in Brooklyn for Edge of Midnight. You know, we've got a lot of exciting matches on this card. One of the ones that actually excites me personally, besides my own match, is the first match of the night on the main show, which is going to be that Cruiserweight Fatal 4-Way. Mamba, Razor, Kudo, and Minoru are all in that match. Of course, my buddy from DEST going to be in that match. But weirdly enough, a lot of experience in that match, even though they're 4 names we don't bandy about often as being veterans. The 4 have had quite a few chances on TV. They've put on some exciting work, and all 4 of them have some signature wins to their name. Do you think that this could actually play to being one of the most underrated matches of the night?
Absolutely, without a doubt here. It's a lot of wild cards in here, a lot of talent looking to prove themselves.
Tony had mentioned previously in the predictions thread that we have 4 different styles. We've got the Luchador Mamba Negra, we've got the Striker in Kudo Ryu, we've got the Hardcore guy in Razor Cuts, and we've got the traditional Stuntman style Cruiserweight in Minoru Akage. And of course, with this being a no DQ match, since it is a Fatal 4-Way, that means that Razor Cuts is going to get to bring out some weaponry, or at least we expect to see that. Do you think that that's going to come into play?
Absolutely, without a doubt here. I think that's Razor Cuts is, to be honest, biggest advantage here is his, I guess, just adeptness in using those weapons to the best of his advantage. We've definitely seen Minoru and Kudo pull out some hardcore stuff, but Razor Cuts is absolutely the hardcore master here. And no DQ, 100% legal. You can better believe he's bringing out every weapon he can, quite literally.
Well, we're actually going to get ready to start our first pre-show match of the night. We see that we've got our ring crew making preparations. Our first pre-show match is a debut. We talked about debuts / returning superstars in that TLC match, but we finally have a long-awaited debut in this match. Local talent Randy Armstrong is going to make his debut against Anthony Falcone. So our ring crew is getting ready for that match, and we'll cut down to our booth in just a moment here. Well, actually, wait a minute. That's right. We're in the booth. We're in the booth right now. I'm so used to being in the social media lounge. So we'll cut down there in just a moment after we've got that set up. Mic up? Yep, alright, correct. Alright, so we're here in the booth. It's going to be me for these pre-show matches as Anthony comes out to the ring here in the Barclays Center, New York, New York, or Brooklyn, New York. And of course, Anthony here is from across the river, and depending on which New Yorker you ask, that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Ready for singles action, Byron. What can you tell us about these two competitors? Well, I can say that both of these superstars come into this match incredibly hungry to prove their dominance here tonight. But as we all know, only one will walk away with their arm raised in victory. What about you, Byron?
Well, Anthony, getting ready. I'm excited. I'm excited, Roxy, to see Anthony Falcone.
What?
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute, what?
But
Oh my god!
oh no!
Chip,
No,
Chip.
God! No, that's Chip Chip the gorilla. That is absolutely not Randy Armstrong.
What? What happened to Randy Armstrong?
Well, Chim Chim is out here, and that ref appears to be ready to start this match with a live gorilla in the ring.
Undoubtedly have a big impact on where these guys stand in the next WWE.com power rankings. And there's been so much
The MMWF's favorite beast is in the ring.
that dropping more than 10 spots
Well, this is an interesting development.
necessarily out of the question.
I don't think Anthony Falcone was prepared to wrestle another gorilla, but we've seen him do it before. He's fought the Kalahari gorilla and Colossal Khan. Is Chim Chim here to try and get his own gorilla blows in?
And we're underway. Looking at these
Oh my
two men,
goodness.
I don't think there's going to be anything traditional about this one-on-one matchup.
Huge power slam to start things off here from Chim Chim.
These guys are going to have a match you'll want to watch over and over again. Some of WWE's greatest moments took
Chim
place in
Chim
this arena.
and Anthony Falcone, and Chim Chim just pushing Anthony over without really any resistance. Anthony, I don't think he prepared to fight Chim Chim. Of course, Randy Armstrong is billed at 220 pounds, and Chim Chim's got at least a full hundo on that.
I know I'm not breaking any news here, but when it comes to singles competition, he really has what it takes.
Chim Chim continuing to manhandle
Sometimes we act like we can predict how things are going to go, but the reality
here on the
is
outside.
it's up to the superstars in the ring.
Oh,
So ruthless.
what a big neck breaker here. Oh my goodness, and Chim Chim's into the steps.
Alright, so, and this match is starting to really get violent outside the ring. Of course, that's nobody's surprise.
Oh my goodness. Back in the ring here.
And now, Anthony Falcone
Oh,
picked Chim Chim up, and that may have been a mistake.
taking a big knee to the face and a stomp to the chest.
Getting his attention with a vicious strike.
But Anthony firing back here
Got him
with
good
a
with
big neck breaker.
He's taking some offense. He looks to be a little surprised.
Chim Chim has been with the FSCW and MMWF since 2013, and he's always just a big surprise every time he's in the ring. Falcone, though, seems ready to deal with him here, going to the second rope, asking him to get up.
There's a big guy going on the second rope here. A big double axe handle.
He's pressing all the right buttons down.
Falcone stomping at the back of Chim Chim.
Oh,
He's one step ahead on that one.
Chim Chim with a nerve hold here.
Falcone,
Anthony forced
and
to
is
play
Falcone starting to pass out?
He's gonna want to make sure this
The
doesn't
pain might be getting to the better of Falcone here. Falcone, wow.
It just
What?
goes along with the territory, and he knows that. I doubt he's all that concerned at this point.
Oh, a big reversal from Anthony.
But it's a reversal.
Anthony did that, and Chim Chim is going to roll outside of the ring. Anthony trying to root to his semi-sort-of hometown crowd here. But Chim
my
Chim,
goodness.
oh
Military press slam. That was a big mistake.
no! Excuse you, that is a gorilla press. And now Chim Chim, wait a minute, I thought for a second he might have been going to the top rope. Maybe trying to size things up here.
Oh my goodness, what a headbutt.
Chim Chim with the pin after the headbutt. One.
Tony out quick. Anthony out quick, rather.
The nerve hold again. You know, he knows that he had some success with that, and Anthony's starting to drift away again.
His hopes of winning this match appear to be dwindling in a hurry. If he wants to win this thing, he's gonna
Oh my
make
goodness.
changes here. There's
Huge
no way
double
he
axe
can
handle
stay in this
drop.
match if he doesn't find a way to
300 plus pounds of gorilla dropping right onto his torso there.
These guys are
Anthony firing back with a right hand. And a Northern Lights suplex.
That is a huge, huge Northern Lights suplex. To be able to lift a silverback gorilla like that.
He's gonna want to absorb much more punishment if he wants to win this match. At this point, they both look to be about evenly matched. Maybe I'd give him an edge, but not by much.
Oh my goodness, what a reversal. Into the DDT.
Anthony's starting to put things back together in this match, and he needs to start doing that now if he has any hope of surviving Chim Chim. But missing a punch like that does not help.
Non-stop since the bell rang.
Anthony in the far turnbuckle here.
Hold on, guys. This isn't good. No
Oh my goodness.
No way.
Oh, this choke slam.
Throwing him like a plaything in his zoo enclosure. 1, 2. Oh, but Anthony kicks out of the choke slam at 2. And now reapplying that nerve hold.
Just wearing Anthony down here, but Anthony continuing to fight back, trying to get out of the nerve hold.
Falcone gets out of the nerve hold, puts him in the near turnbuckle. Big reversal by Chim Chim.
Oh, and a huge side slam.
Chim Chim has appeared to be in control of this match, but Anthony could come back at any time.
Another pin for Chim Chim.
1.
There's a mistake there.
And this crowd already on their feet. The pre-show crowd is already ready for some excitement here at Edge of Midnight.
Absorbing a little bit of punishment here. Nothing to be overly.
Oh, a reversal from Chim Chim. Oh my goodness! The spear!
A spear from Chim Chim takes down Falcone.
Just making his presence felt there.
Oh, but a reversal.
A block from Chim Chim there on Falcone's grapple attempt, and now another gorilla press.
You could call this a good old-fashioned butt whooping.
Give that man a banana. Well, that gorilla anyway.
Oh, and a big backbreaker.
Backbreaker.
Anthony's chances of bringing this back are looking increasingly slim here.
And again, applying the nerve hold. Could we see Chim Chim win by submission? I think that it's in the realm of possibility here.
Oh my goodness! Reversal from Anthony.
That could have been very, very painful if that shoulder tackle had connected, but instead Anthony turns it around.
Pin out for the chop.
1.
Kicking out with authority there.
Gonna need more than that to take down a gorilla. And a stomp to the face.
Oh, what an arm drag.
Of course, what kind of sportsmanship can you really show against a gorilla? It's not like you're facing another trained professional wrestler. You're facing a trained animal.
Snapmare from Tony. Anthony.
Big reversal from the gorilla. Chim Chim back to his feet.
Chim Chim looking for a...
Ooh, what an atomic drop.
Oh my goodness! The right hand.
That was the knockout punch. That's gotta be it. Oh, and Chim Chim starts off Edge of Midnight with a win. We may be ending 2K 2017, but Chim Chim is starting his path to victory. What a win over Anthony Falcone. And again, the question is, was Anthony really looking to battling somebody more like Randy Armstrong? And our ringside doctors are checking on Anthony Falcone after the knockout punch. Anthony Falcone's got to be thinking it's Happy New Year 1997. Chim Chim wins. Roxy, your thoughts?
That was a fight there, but Chim Chim's brute strength was able to win in the end.
That's going to put him at 1-0, and you got to think that means he's going to be ranked highly in the power ratings after that match. Well, Chim Chim on his way back to the back after the victory here. Anthony Falcone still getting looked at by ringside doctors. He took a harsh punch right to the jaw, right to the sweet spot. Well, as our ringside techs look into this, just just want to let everyone know we are here in the commentary booth. We're not in the social media lounge yet tonight, but we do have a special treat. Joining us in the booth is the one, the only Kaz Octet. We're going to get her mic turned on because we've been having some issues with her mic, so give us just a moment here. Check, check. There we go. I had to turn down my... There we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna check your levels, Kaz, again. But thanks for joining us here in the booth here at Edge of Midnight.
Thanks for having me.
So, Kaz, of course, the big story on your mind has got to be your tables match later tonight with Whitney Wilson. Reckon Whitney Wilson coming to New York City here with a lot of aggression. You also, though, have a lot of righteous fury going into this match.
Yes. Our match, the four-person tag match last night, really put a little fire in me. I'm here, I'm ready. I'm going to do my best.
Kaz, you, of course, are currently looking for some help in the Valkyrie divisions as well. Trying to not only get back to the Valkyrie Division Championship. You mentioned after your match where you lost in that Fatal 4-Way qualifier that you're just not as good at Fatal 4-Way elimination matches. You prefer the one-on-one match.
I've always been better having one opponent to focus on. Just my style.
Also, what's got to be on your mind is your stable, Taco Truck. They're in multiple matches, including, of course, Taco Loco in defending his World Championship in a steel cage later tonight. Mamba Negra is fighting in the opening match of the main show, and Ned is defending his Interstate Championship against Gio Cavalcante, this being Gio's hometown. Do you think Taco Truck has the possibility of making it out of here 4-0 tonight?
I think we will. Definitely. Everyone's motivated, and we're going to do it.
In a pre-match analysis, some of the major comments were made about you being a submission, you having the submission style that may not work to your disadvantage in your match tonight with Whitney, who is definitely more of a power wrestler. Do you have anything new in your playbook that you've prepared for this table match?
That's a secret.
But the answer is yes. Kaz, I know that you're probably predicting yourself to win that tables match. You've got in this three-way match later tonight for the Valkyrie Division Championship. You've got Jill, you've got Sarah, you've got Yukiko. Of course, you and Jill and you and Yukiko haven't exactly gotten along in the past. Sarah seems to be on your good side, though, and definitely an enemy of my enemy is my friend situation since you're taking on Whitney later tonight. Do you have any predictions as far as what you expect to see in that match?
I think Jill's going to retain.
really picking Jill? Why do you give Jill the edge in that match?
It's just a feeling.
Besides your match tonight, what do you think we're going to be talking about as the match of the night in Edge at Midnight? What do you think is going to be the big one tonight?
Honestly, I think it's going to be Preshow versus Preshow.
It's a lot of talent on the line in that match. A lot of talent packed in the steel cage tonight. Also, before you leave, I would like to get your thoughts on that 8-man TLC match. There's 3 big question marks in that match. Do you have any idea who that returning superstar is going to be?
I don't know, but I'm very excited to see.
Of course, that would be a lot of girl power if either Andromeda or Junko won that match, right?
Yes, it would. I think that would be good for the Valkyries overall, too.
Absolutely, absolutely agree. Well, Kaz, thanks for stopping by. We're, of course, excited to see you in that match later tonight, but our ring crew is ready. It looks like Anthony Falcone, I'm getting reports that he is okay. He's going to go to the back and get checked for a concussion, but we're hearing reports that Anthony Falcone is doing all right after that match. But again, Kaz, thank you very much for joining us here in the booth.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Roxy, it looks like we're moving on to Trish versus Lucha Rhea, and this is a... We saw in the analysis also the words second chance for a first impression, and I think that both of these ladies are going to get that tonight. Of course, Trish first, currently ranked 17th in power rating. She's got 1 win, but 2 fatal 4-way losses. On the other hand, Lucha Rhea still trying to find her first win of 2K18 and thus her MMWF career. Trish coming out first. Roxy, what does Trish have to do to get past the luchador, Lucha Rhea, in this match?
I think she needs to use that hyper speed, as she calls it, to go ahead and finish this match off as quickly as possible. I think the longer this goes on, the bigger chance Lucha Rhea has of taking this. No mistakes and no funny business. She needs to put it away as quickly as possible.
There's much to be said about this being a rematch from that Monday Night Versus. Trish and Lucha Rhea faced off then, and Trish got the win there. So you got to think that Lucha Rhea has made some adjustments to her playbook coming into this rematch. Lights go out.
And the UV lights go on.
The Barclays Center, 20,000 strong, already in this arena, getting ready for the second pre-show match in the Valkyrie division. As almost all the Valkyries featured on the card tonight. Not really a lot of snubs. We've seen some people on social media talking about the snubs on the card tonight, but the Valkyrie division is well represented. Even these 2 superstars here on the pre-show getting a chance to show their stuff in front of Brooklyn, New York. Roxy, do you think that this is the chance for the Valkyries division to continue to prove that this is the best women's division in the world?
I think absolutely, without a doubt here, getting all the time in the world, and all they gotta do is do exactly that, prove themselves.
Especially if we see a Valkyrie win that TV title in that ladder match, as Kaz and I discussed earlier. So here we go. Second match of the pre-show. Here in the Barclays Center, Lucha Rhea versus Trish first. Here we go. Taylor Tyrod ringing the bell.
Trish start things off here.
Ooh,
big back elbow.
Don't know if the waltzing part of it really helped, except maybe Trish trying to get inside Lucha Rhea's masked head here.
This is a huge match, guys. As the old saying goes, if you can make it here,
Hurricane
you
Rana
can
there from
make it
Trish.
anywhere.
Oh my goodness, a German suplex into the second turnbuckle.
Trish starting to show off here.
Well, if you're gonna show off anywhere, show off in New York City, baby.
Oh! Oh my goodness!
And now a Spanish fly into the turnbuckle, but Lucha Reya's got to be careful not to hurt herself too much here.
Oh my goodness, the arm drag. Lucha Raya trying to come back here in a big way. Northern Lights.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
And now Lucha Reya already starting to bust out some lucha moves, I think. Trish, I think a little bit too close. Oh my goodness, getting kicked in the head here. Oh my gosh.
Knee drop to the throat.
Lucha Reya taking no prisoners in this rematch here.
Snap suplex.
We've certainly seen her withstand worse in the past, though. Pump the brakes a bit, Cole.
Oh my goodness, with the freak insider from Trish.
Taking a page out of Lucha Reya's playbook there. We thought that Lucha Reya might change things up, but it looks like Trish just changed things up a little bit. Oh, and a Luthes press.
Oof.
Tangling in the center of the ring. I believe that was a T-bone suplex from Trish.
Oof, but a quick kick out there.
Clearly an undercooked T-bone then. Trish climbing to the second rope. What she got on her mind?
Oh my goodness. Twisting back elbow.
Trish continuing to show some flash here. Does she have enough to get the win on Lucha Reya? But Lucha Reya's got some smarts.
Lucha Raya not out of this yet. Well, Trish up and over, and this could be very bad. Oh my goodness, but the reversal. Oh, and a Hurricane Rana.
Trish really taking it to Lucha Reya here. This is kind of what we saw in their previous match. Lucha Reya, a nice flipping dropkick. Lucha Reya's got to start putting her foot on the gas pedal here if she's going to hope to get back in this match.
Ooh, big stomp to the gut. Slammer from Lucha Raya into the armbar.
And of course, Lucha Reya also getting a shout out on Twitter from Taco Loco, who is saying, I'm conflicted because 80s music is awesome, but Luchadora. You gotta think the Lunchador is secretly rooting for Lucha Reya in this match, but Lucha Reya taking control here.
Oh my goodness! Gut-wrench suplex.
Lucha Reya planted on her back. Is Trish is going to go for a long distance jump here. I don't know if Lucha Reya is a little bit too far away for her, but we're going to see.
Oh no! You're exactly right.
Lucha Reya just staring her down like, what in the hell was that? It does not capitalize. No real punish from Lucha Reya. Now she's going to the top rope in a bad way.
And the Frankensteiner off the top rope.
Whipping Lucha Reya across the ring. Here's the pin from Trish. 1, 2. A shallow 2 off the Frankensteiner. You know, Lucha Reya really got some distance off that Frankensteiner. I don't think that that's what she wanted to do there.
Oh my goodness! Tilt-a-war, Hurricane Rana, and Trish is back down.
Pin from Lucha Reya. 1, 2. Head scissors, head whips, Hurricane Ranas.
Oh my goodness. And a drop kick to the back of the head.
Both of these women have got to be starting to get dizzy here.
Reversal there from Trish.
Lucha Lucha Rhea into the rope, and the
Oh,
drop
no.
kick misses. Lucha Rhea able to stop her momentum. She's got to really capitalize here. She does!
Oh my goodness! The lion salt!
Luchadora, the lion salt, puts Trish in the center of the ring. Now picks her up and slams her on the top rope.
She looks dangerously close to losing this match right here, guys.
Roxy, these two are really utilizing all of their time.
There it is! The poison mist!
Poison Mist into the Northern Lights.
Oh my goodness. This is not good for Trish.
I think we're at the point of this match where the finisher could be used at any moment here. Oh man, she's rolling now.
Trish, after taking the Poison Mist, she must have gotten it out of her eyes, or that layer of face paint protected her. Is now Lucha Rhea in the
Oh,
corner.
no.
Nicely now. Yeah, a second ago, she was almost...
And there it is!
Oh my goodness, the Frankensteiner, the inverted Frankensteiner plants Trish right on her head. Lucha Rhea going for her win. 1, 2, 3. Lucha Rhea gets her first win of the 2K18 season here in New York City. Lucha Rhea and Trish really did everything that they could with the time that they were given. A very, very good match between these two on the big stage, no less.
It's definitely the statement win Lucha Rhea was looking for.
You know, even in the loss, Trish didn't look that bad. She did not get stomped on like we have seen her in previous seasons. Trish definitely looks like she could be a force to be reckoned with in the 2K18 season. But Lucha Rhea getting her first win in the MMWF, and it's an Edge of Midnight, no less. Well, that is it for our two pre-show matches. Two very exciting matches. Of course, we saw Chim Chim riding in. And now we've got 10 minutes left on the pre-show, guys, and I figure we're going to use that to talk to our other special guest tonight, although she was just in the booth and now she's left. But here she comes, the other competitor in that tables match tonight, and of course, a two-time Valkyrie Division champion here in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, Reckon, Whitney Wilson. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm great, thank you. I cannot wait for my match this evening. I saw someone just leaving. My opponent.
Whitney, we understand that you actually have a brand new entrance that you're going to be debuting on the big stage tonight.
I do. Let's just say that I really wanted to make myself glow, and I worked with our producers and making sure that everything's right, because it just didn't feel like my entrance until now.
Whitney, you were upset in a big way by Yukiko Kitagawa, keeping you out of the Valkyrie Division Championship, and against your two biggest rivals, no less, your sister, Slammin' Sarah Wilson, and your eternal rival, Jill Marie. You have really got him motivated tonight.
I mean, it does make me motivated, especially to know, my sister and I are huge competitors. We always have been, especially now. And I don't really want to talk about Jill because to me she's worthless.
Harsh words. You got to think, if you win tonight's table match, do you feel like you're first in line for the Valkyrie Division Championship?
Absolutely, it's about freaking time. I'm really tired of losing, and I come tonight especially with a new kind of energy. I've been training really hard. I feel like I'm absolutely next in line to get that Valkyrie Division Championship.
Has had some big words for the Valkyrie Division as a whole. Of course, we've got two Valkyries, at least, in the ladder match later tonight, that TLC match, Junko, Yokota, and Andromeda. Now, you have had also some real barn burners with both of those women. Do you think you would be okay with either of those women winning the TV title?
They're both strong competitors. I think either one of them could have it. They really both are forces to be reckoned with.
Whitney, you spent some time in FSCW with their women's division. You got to compete once again against Sabrina Danger Styles, your old running buddy from the 2011 season. You got to help welcome in some of their new talent. You even got to compete against Lucha Rea, who we just saw get a victory here.
Yeah.
Do you think that experience in FSCW is going to help you tonight?
Absolutely. Again, it was really fun to hang out with Sabrina again. She really is dangerous. It was great to see her again, and I think that a lot of my experience has definitely been pulled. Definitely toward the end of the previous season that I was in with the MMWF, I was starting to really lose confidence and focus in my abilities. I think that running some with some of my old crew and meeting some of the new talent has really helped me realize my passion for this sport again.
Two more quick questions. First off, I asked this to Kaz earlier. What do you think is going to be the match of the night tonight?
That's really hard to say. I'm excited for all the matches tonight. I really don't have an answer for you on that. I think it really just depends on the performance. If everyone shows up to play, then, well, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. There's really not a match of the night that I can call right now.
And my last question for you is, I see you got a couple of the good stuff there. Of course, tonight's action, as always, is sponsored by Jim Beam. All good whiskey goes through Jim Beam. Want to raise a glass with us to send off the night and get things started?
Cheers, guys.
Well, Whitney, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome. You guys have a good night.
Of course, best of luck to you in your match tonight. So, Roxy, we've got 5 more minutes here on the pre-show. I kind of want to run down the card one more time and get some last thoughts. I think I'll find it. So, of course, we saw Chim Chim win in the first match. We saw Lucha Rea get a win in the second. Our main show starts in just 5 minutes. The first one, or rather, it starts in 10 minutes. First match is the Cruiserweight Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. Mamba Negra, Razor Cuts, Kudo Ryu, Minoru Akage. Roxy, what's the key to victory in that match?
Keys to victory here, man, it's just so hard. There's so much, especially with the no DQ stipulation here. There's just so much to think about. I really gotta think Razor Cuts is gonna be at a big advantage. He doesn't need to sneak around with the weapons. He doesn't need to get creative. That's his wheelhouse, and he's perfectly allowed to use them. Perfectly legal. I think he's going to use his dirty fighting and his adeptness with those weapons to go ahead and put away the other 3 competitors.
Next match is one we really haven't talked much about tonight. Cole Morentet taking on Brady Pope in what is really a big showdown between the FSCW veteran and one of the most decorated people in the MMWF. Is this really a gimme for either of these individuals?
Absolutely not. Brady Pope is one of the most established superstars in the entire league here. He's a multiple-time world champion. He's one of the most decorated members of the entire federation here. I still don't think this is a gimme for him. I can say those same things for Fuzzy as well, and, he was able to go ahead and take him as well. I think that Brady Pope is definitely the favorite to win here, but I would definitely not call it a gimme for anyone.
The next match, of course, that Tables Crunch match. We've seen both of these competitors in our booth tonight. We've talked to both of them. Kazakh 10, Whitney Wilson. Do either of them, who seems most prepared, most motivated going into this match?
I really gotta say both. We've talked to both of them. They really seem to have a fire under their, just a flame lit within them to go ahead and rekindle their careers. They've had some rough spots here as of late, and they want to blow off some steam here, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see.
Ned taking on Gio for the Interstate Championship, the first championship match of the night, and it's in Gio's hometown. Is this going to be the hardest match of Ned's career?
I gotta say it's gotta rank up there. Ned is one of the biggest people in the entire federation. He is rarely not a favorite, to be honest. I think Gio, with his career renaissance, this being his hometown, his home turf, the crowd cheering for him, I think this is probably about the hardest match Ned could be fighting tonight.
TV title 8-person TLC match. We've got Rohan defending his championship against Party Boy, Cameron, Junko Yokota, Eddie Blackwell, Fuzzy, Brandon Harper, Andromeda, and a wild card. It's Crazy Ace because that 8th person is a wild card. We don't even know who it is. Roxy, who do you think that 8th person could be that could cause the most damage?
Man, that's really hard to say. Could really be just about anyone who's not currently on the card here.
Especially with some of the snubs. Like, we know that it's a returning superstar, but there's nothing saying that isn't Pariah even in that slot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who's to say Randy Armstrong might not be slided in?
Yeah, that's true. We haven't seen him yet this season, and with him getting bumped off for Chim Chim, that could be Randy Armstrong as well. I think that wild card, that 8th spot, determines who wins this match, because if that's somebody like Donovan Haddix, currently one half of the FSCW Tag Team Champions, if that's Kid Question, the new THPW World Champion, winning in the Tokyo Dome on Tuesday night, that could really, obviously that's going to change the dynamic of the match, whoever it is, but if it's somebody huge, we could even see, what if it's Aiden Foster from Pain and Misery in FSCW? If he makes his debut tonight, we could really see some destruction, because there's no telling if Aiden and Eddie in the same ring. Are you kidding? We've seen them blow things up in Detroit so much. Moving on to our No Escape Steel Cage matches. All 4 of these are championship matches. Luckily, no Psycherborg on the card tonight. Jill Marie, Sarah Wilson, Yukiko Kitagawa. We've talked at length about this match as well with Kaz and Whitney. Is there really a clear favorite in this triangle match?
I have to say, just absolutely not. I think, like I've said before, Yukiko is absolutely the underdog, but we've seen just some amazing things out of her lately. I think Jill does not really have a championships advantage at all. That being said, I think she's definitely the favorite in this triple threat matchup.
Next match, really nothing to talk about here. It's myself, Trav Karan versus William Whiteside, and I got 2 thumbs to point to who's going to win that match. That is the easiest one to call on this entire card. William Whiteside is going down. Tornado tag match next, Raven's Banner versus The Cult, a rematch from Counterbalance. We've seen these 4 tangle several times throughout their career, but this time it's Tornado tag and it's a steel cage, something none of these people have done yet. That's also got to be a tough one to call.
Yeah, I think this really could. I mean, we've seen Raven's Banner the last couple weeks here put in some work against the Cult. It's really hard to say because this isn't a traditional tag team matchup. I'd really have to give this to the Cult if it was just a 2-on-2 tag team. But I think the Tornado tag and the steel cage stipulation is really going to throw a wild card into this. I think just the brutality and just the cunningness of Raven's Banner could put them over the edge tonight.
Finally, the world title match, Freak Show Sean Woolley versus Taco Loco. Last year at Edge of Midnight, we had one of the best matches of all time, Fuzzy versus Ryder for the World Championship in a steel cage. We've seen Freak Show put on some of the best matches of all time for the World Championship. This man knows how to put on a great match. Taco Loco, is this his chance to put his name in lights as one of the big stars of the MMWF, not just this year, but all time?
Absolutely, without a doubt here. He won the Royal Rumble match. He's put on some amazing performances and some very strong, convincing wins here in the last several weeks. But this is his chance in his steel cage to really prove himself as being worthy of being the guy in the MMWF tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for our pre-show content. We will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with the main card, Edge of Midnight. We are here in New York City, getting ready to kick off the biggest event of the year for the MMWF. For our special guests tonight, Kaz Octet and Whitney Wilson, and of course,
Roxanne Johnston.
I am Trav Karan, the most important guy on the show. We will see you in just a few moments.